What if the people we laugh at are the ones who understand life the best? Society has always treated the fool as someone to avoid becoming. We admire intelligence, confidence, and success. Yet, throughout history, many people who changed the world were first dismissed as foolish. They asked unusual questions, challenged popular beliefs, and refused to follow the crowd. Looking foolish is often the price of thinking differently. Modern America celebrates productivity. We measure our worth by promotions, income, and busy schedules. Many people spend years trying to appear successful, afraid to admit they don't know something or that they made a mistake. Slowly, curiosity disappears and is replaced by the need to protect our image. Ironically, this fear of looking foolish can keep us from becoming wiser. Imagine a young man named Ethan growing up in rural Colorado. While everyone around him dreamed of making quick money in the city, he spent his weekends restoring old hiking trails and planting trees. Friends joked that he was wasting his future. Years later, the area became a popular tourist destination because of its beautiful landscapes, creating jobs for hundreds of families. The same people who laughed at Ethan now praised his vision. His greatest strength wasn't intelligence alone. It was the courage to ignore public opinion. History repeats this lesson again and again. New ideas usually sound ridiculous before they sound brilliant. The crowd often rewards people who agree with everyone else, while those who think independently are mocked. But every invention, every discovery, and every social change began with someone willing to risk embarrassment. There are two very different kinds of fools. The first is innocent. This person speaks honestly, asks simple questions, and isn't obsessed with status. They may seem awkward, but their sincerity helps others see the truth. The second only pretends to be foolish while secretly manipulating people for personal gain. One creates trust, the other creates confusion. Learning to recognize the difference is an important part of becoming emotionally intelligent. Think about a stand-up comedian performing in New York City. People come expecting laughter, but the best comedians do much more than tell jokes. They point out uncomfortable realities about relationships, politics, technology, and everyday life. The audience laughs because the truth feels safer when wrapped in humor. Sometimes a joke can communicate what a serious speech never could. Psychologists often describe every person as having two sides. One side wants approval, safety, and certainty. The other wants adventure, creativity, and freedom. Problems begin when we silence our playful side completely. Life becomes a checklist instead of an experience. We work harder, smile less, and forget how to enjoy simple moments. Success without joy is simply another form of exhaustion. Consider another story. During a business conference in Chicago, every speaker promoted the same strategy for success. At the end, an elderly janitor quietly asked, "If everyone follows the same path, who creates the next one?" The room fell silent. His question carried more wisdom than hours of polished presentations. Sometimes the simplest voice reveals the deepest truth. Real wisdom is not pretending to know everything. It is being comfortable saying, "I don't know." The moment we believe we have all the answers, we stop learning. Humility keeps the mind open. Pride closes it. Perhaps that is why every culture has stories about unlikely heroes who appear ordinary or even ridiculous. They remind us that appearances can deceive. The person who seems least impressive may possess the greatest courage, kindness, or insight. Looking foolish for a moment is far less dangerous than living your entire life trapped by the opinions of others. So the next time you worry about what people might think, remember this: every meaningful journey begins with uncertainty. Every great idea starts as someone's impossible dream. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is risk looking like the fool, because that may be the first step toward becoming truly wise.